one with the foam roller. It's good, isn't it?
I'm not on it.
Huh?
I'm not even on it. What are you on?
Something everyone wants to be on right now.
£39 from Argos. I've not had to recharge it once yet.
What's it called?
I think it's Opti.
Opti, okay.
Yeah. I don't think you should probably have it vibrating like that on your back. I just did it for dynamic effect. If like me, you can't be bothered to roll your massive calves out, which is so big. The
size of these look like
so big,
so good.
And they get so tight because the skin is so tight around them, Leon, because they're absolutely swollen. You just put it on vibrate and you just leave it there.
Well, I think calves are the hardest ones to actually get weight over as well. So that kind of, look at that, and you just sit there, legs crossed.
My calves should look like that all the time, and they still look small.
Yeah.
They still look small, even if they were like that.
I'm going to be honest, even from this angle, they're not offering much.
Well, use an angle that helps me out, brother. Come on.
That angle.
Yeah.
You may notice a slight change in dimension if you are one of our most avid watchers. I have literally lost the will to live with my camera. So you'll know that me and John always use the 70Ds. I had a slight issue with my microphone a couple of months ago. Slight issue as in it wasn't bloody working. So sometimes I had to film things like 5 or 6 times, and the way that we film vlogs is just spontaneous. We just pick the camera up and go. Sometimes you felt like you had to repeat yourself and it just lost that vibe and flow in the vlog. Went to get it fixed, didn't get fixed properly. So today started filming, and I was just like, nah, I've had enough. So I am back on my handheld G7X. It's like a really nice, versatile little camera. You may notice that it's not so wide with some of the shots, so apologies. John's still vibrating. There you go.
Do you know what? You know Sasha from up north? I say up north, Manchester.
Yeah.
From train. She messaged me about that and says, does it feel good in between your legs? Asking for a friend. And I went, it's almost spiritual.
And she said, sold. First stop, Wex. I need to get rid of this awful 70D and get it finally, hopefully, fingers crossed, fixed. What are you moaning about?
I said I'd come with you if I had a little cylinder of warmth in my hand, and there's not one there. Like, I can't smell coffee.
Sounds so wrong.
I can't taste coffee. Mate, if it was like that, I would pat you on the back.
Oh, come on, you're so lazy. Alright, let's go and sort out this problem with your hand.
What do you think you're doing?
We're sorting out the problem with your hand.
Did I say you can film me?
I don't care. I'm filming you right now.
I won't take this shit!
Why is your hand in the wrong position? It's not ready to receive a cylinder of warmth. So
Hey!
What do you got to say for yourself? John says
Get your little red slinky little phone. I kept that as PC as I possibly could.
We have a complex in a competition this weekend we need to
I have a
practice.
complex,
Which
you.
is clean, hand clean.
Power snatch, front snatch, back snatch.
So clean, power, clean, hand clean, front squat, which we need to practice. John reckons he's going to get. His words were about 105 or maybe 120.
Let's just put that in context. My max clean is 115, my max squat is 122. The chance of me getting 105 is optimistic, but that's my goal.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll try for that, but beforehand I need to have some lunch, which doesn't look particularly appetizing. 400 grams sweet potato mash and also 150 grams chicken, which I'll put Nando's Perry on. Right, people, I've got to go home, I've got to check on the dog, and then we're going to the box and we're going to do
120 kilo.
Clean, hand clean, front squat complex, and we're going to watch Matt do his, which is going to be hideously heavy.
I reckon
it'll be interesting.
I'm going to call it, Matt does it for 122.5.
I say 125 to 130.
No, you can't have a, you can't.
All
have
right,
a range.
130.
Because if we're having a range, I predict Matt does it from 50 kilos to 150 kilos.
I was actually humming and hawing whether or not to put this next part in the vlog, because I've never really done anything like this. But you know what? In the name of getting rid of all of that potential Photoshop and all the crap, meet me in the gym for a slight, I'm going to say it, physique update. Right, downstairs in the gym, but let me just give you a quick understanding as to why I'm doing something like this, which seems really, really self-indulgent. I don't mean it in a look at me way. This is more just to give a little bit more perspective about what I feel is achievable, right? So we know that if I said to somebody, how long realistically do you think it takes to get the body that you want? Most of our culture nowadays, because of the type of training plans that are sold and the way that everything is essentially sold in health and fitness now, is fast, would normally put about a 12-week window on it. right? So I have currently, for the last, it's probably about 13, maybe 14 weeks now, if give or take, have been working with my mate Matt with my nutrition, because we all know that my accountability when it comes to nutrition is really, really bad. So I'd rather pay somebody else and get them, even if he's just texting me going, mate, how's the calories going? How are you feeling? How's energy? Blah, blah. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. It's been around 13 weeks, right? And in my opinion, yes, I'm in a better starting position than a lot of people who have never really trained. I had a relatively decent amount of muscle. By no means am I a jacked dude. Relatively fit, relatively able. I train quite a lot, that kind of stuff. So you can elicit more change with that in mind. And I do have quite a good understanding of my body. But that aside, the thing is, when we see like these 12-week transformations, they are so dramatic, so drastic, from couch potato, really overweight, really unhappy, oh, really poor lighting, to jacked, vascular, crazy sub 10% body fat. And also as well, remember with them, there's been a pump up, there's been a preparation for that photo shoot. But just to give you a little bit of context, right, I have not been lazy by any means. I even went to the Maldives with my wife for 10 days and had my structured meal plan the whole time I was there. I think I only had like dessert 2 or 3 times in 10 days. How sad did my life get? That is, just to put it into context, 13 weeks of tracking my calories, knowing my macros, 6 weeks to 7 weeks of being in a deficit, 2 steps down. I went from 3,200 calories or 3,200 to 2,700 to now 2,400. I'm now about to go back up to help promote my performance and help with my strength gains, that kind of stuff. But this is what I've managed to achieve, if I was to say anything. Like, achievement means like I've done a lot, but I don't mean it like that at all. But right, so right now, I'm gonna stand to the side. This is me today. And this is when I first started around 13 weeks ago. I would personally say there's a relatively decent amount of change. Mainly from the fact that like my belly's flattened out and everything like that. It's just started to shape a little bit more, lost a little bit of body fat. But if you were to put me next to my photo in a magazine in terms of like a 12-week transformation, that kind of stuff, a lot of people wouldn't see it as a crazily dramatic transformation. And that's the point I wanted to touch upon. When we're doing training and we're tracking our macros and we're getting a little bit more of an understanding about how our body works and how to fuel it more effectively, realistically, in real world terms, 12 to 13 weeks is essentially just setting up the base. With my clients, I'm trying to establish a basic routine with their calories, a basic level of accountability and adherence to the plan, a basic level of strength and understanding and body awareness in the gym. So please, when you start setting your goals, yeah, don't get me wrong, you know, I feel like a completely different person. I do feel like I've changed a lot, but I haven't gained a ton of weight. I'm like 2 kilos heavier than I was there. My body fat's probably, if I was to guess, maybe 5% lower. I'm not a completely different person, and I don't want, and the most important thing as a coach, I don't want people to look at transformations and feel like they should expect that amount of level of change from themselves in such a short period of time. So we've said it a million times, in this industry, everything is moving so fast. We have to have it now, we have to have it tomorrow, and all that kind of crap. But honestly, when you set your training up, allow yourself 12 weeks minimum to just establish a routine. And by that I mean getting a decent night's sleep, knowing your training, going in with an idea of what you're going to do every single session, being consistent, hitting it. If you say you're gonna go to the gym 3 times a week, go to the gym 3 times a week. If you're gonna track your macros 5 days out of 7, 3 days out of 7, make sure in that first 8 to 12 weeks you have established that. Yes, you will make change, but most of the change that you will make will be in terms of your habits and the way that you approach your training in relation to your lifestyle. Do not ever underestimate how valuable and important that is, because too many people nowadays are lacking and losing motivation after a 12 to 16 week period. And I don't think it's purely coming down to because they're training just for a holiday and all that crap that a lot of other people use as excuses. I think it's because their level of expectation placed upon them based on all the crap that they absorb on social media and the stuff that people are putting out and companies are putting out is creating this gap where people are fitting in here and they're doing freaking awesome things in a short period of time, but they've not got 6% body fat and they're going, well, obviously I'm not doing it right, so I quit. You know what? I don't want people to do that. I want people to understand, and that's what it's all about, is education. So please don't think this is just like a huge self-indulgence and I just want to take my top off or anything like that. I felt awesome even then. I just knew that I could be better with a little bit of accountability. So for me, this is what's happened in 12 to 13 weeks. I feel pretty awesome. I'm gonna carry on. I'm not gonna get massive. I like the way that I look. I could pretty much always look like this all year round without a great deal of effort now. But yeah, I hope that kind of helps. And if you think I'm, you know, self-indulgent twat, then leave that comment below. I appreciate reading that. At the same time, it's going, yeah, cheers. But anyway, I need to go to the box now and meet the boys, and obviously put some clothes back on. So I hope that helps, guys. Hey, Jan. How you doing? You look like you got your game face on. This is going to be interesting.
I haven't done any input lifting for ages. I know it's very light at the moment.
You've already won RM'd, you're clean. 50 kilos, bruh.
It's feeling really good, but it's easy to say when it's very light, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I called 130, he just hit 130. Hey, what are we doing now?
Oh, you actually talked to me before you did.
Yeah.
Doing 20 wall balls, 10 toes to bar, then 18, then 9, all the way down to 2 wall balls and toes to bar.
Nice. And JC's back squatting.
Tempo.
Three, 2, 1. Pretty nasty. Oh, mate. Pretty nasty, wasn't it?
Spicy, it got real good.
So JC's just said he's going to try and do 300 double unders for time. Obviously my foot, I've lost half of the ball on my foot at the moment. So I'm going to give it a bash and see how I get on, just to get involved and do a little bit more. Come on, JC. Bust your rope, mate.
Like 4 minutes.
It's pretty good.
I stopped at 105.
Yeah.
Came back to it, it was 3 minutes and it was 6:10, so about 4 minutes.
Nice, mate.
That's right. Yo,
Any final words for the TLM family before I finish this vlog?
pants onto camera, Leon.
Is that all you've got to say?
What?
Well, what words of wisdom are you going to give the TLM family before I go home?
Buy Calvin Klein pants, they last longer. Don't ever buy white undies, especially if you do cleans and stuff like that. They just don't stay nice and white for very long.
You heard it here, sports fans. See that, JC?
See you, mate. See you, mate. Good work.
I'll see you at home. Home, time for a bath, awesome session. And then it's actually, is it Belgium-France tonight, semi-finals? Then it's us tomorrow, super excited. Come on, England. Get to the final and then anything can happen. At this point, anything can happen anyway. It's been unbelievable World Cup. If you agree, let me know below who you've got your money on. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun to be back behind the camera. If there's any parts in particular that you like the vlog, certain focuses, put the comments below. If you've got any questions whatsoever that you want us to answer in the next vlog, we can do that. Have an awesome time. Have an awesome evening. Have an awesome day, awesome week. Keep being awesome, guys. I'll speak to you soon.